And now, ain't no food stamps. Y'all gonna have to hunt raccoons and shit for Thanksgiving and eat beans and shit.
Or, hear me out, why don't you cut them some checks? Give them some money. These struggling families, you're worth $80 million. Give them some money. No?
You slub-botch-faced, illiterate ass bitch. There are real people, real families about to struggle, and your ass over here trying to make a joke, trying to make a gag. Aside from that album flopping out of water like a fish, gag this. Cardi B has an estimated $80 million net worth. If your greedy, thoughtful ass moved $1 million out of your savings and gave out $50 a family, then you could feed 1.58 million families. We know she won't do that though. You sitting here threatening to release another album. What you need to be doing is shutting the fuck up and go read some Duolingo so you can pronounce words right. You sitting here trying to tell motherfuckers they need to go hunt raccoons when you're built like a turkey. Since you feel the season of giving, why don't you deflate some of that BBL and give out some of that puppy chow and groundhog meat to some of them families? It always be the motherfucker that don't need to say nothing saying the most. Your nigga is out here fucking like a rabbit and you out here talking about people's SNAP benefits. I will be in the corner crying. Over here talking about hunting turkeys. Are you and all the baby mamas gonna hunt turkeys together for them kids? Or are you gonna feed them? Or what you gonna do for them kids? Another thing I noticed in this video is crazy that you spent all this money and got all these surgeries, about 11 of them, and that filter is over there fighting for its life. That filter looks like a soulless entity trying to latch onto your neck that motherfucker keeps cultivating. I don't know, y'all comment and let me know what you think. Me personally, I'm not on benefits, so I really feel like I don't have the room to talk about it, but I definitely feel like celebrities that don't have benefits or don't need them definitely don't need to be talking about that shit. You shit caviar in your breast milk is Bacardi. I don't know why you're worried about poor people unless you're about to start helping them.
I'm sorry, can y'all remind me again why y'all still choose to support and defend this lady? This lady gonna get on the internet talking about well, since they cutting EBT, y'all gonna have to go hunt some raccoons just to be able to eat for Thanksgiving. Girl, what? That's why, like, she says the most shadiest things. Are you not forgetting that some of your fans are on EBT? And they are wondering how they're going to be able to feed their kids. They're wondering how they're going to keep their pantries stocked. They're wondering, do they even have enough to be able to afford a Thanksgiving this year? And you laughing and clowning about that like that is funny. Ain't nothing funny about that. And I don't like to curse, but ain't shit funny about that. Because at the end of the day, you claim that you have all this money. Why don't you take that money and go feed the people that's in need? Because that's what Thanksgiving is really all about. Instead of you being on the internet making a joke about it like something funny, like that's a foul joke. Like that was a dirty joke. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't see how y'all continue to support or defend this lady. And she knows she's not as dumb. She knows that some of her fans are on EBT. They get SNAP benefits. So for her to make that joke like that, it's kind of like she hee ha ha and laughing at y'all, you know, and y'all still go out to support her. Y'all still defend her. Like that is too much. That's foul. That's dirty. That was really, really messed up for her to say something like that.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Teresa.
And I'm Scholar, and if you're new here, welcome to Sistalk Reacts. So Cardi B hops online, shows off her new chandelier. It's shiny, sparkling, and it looks like it could pay off someone's student loan.
And while she is saying how much she loves her home decor, folks in the comments are like, girl, we're trying to figure out how to afford groceries this month, and we can't really afford.
And because Cardi B can't help herself, she goes live and jokes, y'all better go hunt raccoons for Thanksgiving. You can imagine the audacity.
So before we go deeper on this Cardi B topic, let's first of all see how people reacted on this, especially her fans. Then we'll come back with our full commentary at the end of the video.
So Cardi B just made a statement on how she feels about these food stamps being cut off, and also how she feels about the government.
It's very interesting, right? That people are complaining that they have taken away food stamps. Mind you, well, they haven't taken away, they paused it. Mind you, we don't know until when. Mind you, Thanksgiving is next month. No turkey for some of y'all. Very interesting. And I find this so funny because these are the type of things that I was trying to warn y'all that's going to happen in the Trump administration. But y'all didn't care. All y'all cared about is that I called them Trump. Or all y'all care about is that, you know, like everybody always have a speech in a teleprompter. My teleprompter wasn't working, so thank God I wrote my speech down in my fucking phone.
So Cardi B, she was saying in that clip that, you know, people was more concerned on her mispronouncing Trump, and she said Trump, and people made a meme about it. But baby, that's just entertainment. That's nothing to be. That's not why people didn't hear your speech. So Cardi B was saying like, hey, I told you this was gonna happen. And so she went on to talk about who will benefit from all of this going on. And she said that she is kind of like tired of people saying that the rich people are going to benefit from this. So Cardi B was like, what type of rich you talking about? What type of rich people? Not like, basically she was saying like not all rich people would benefit from what Trump is doing. So let's continue.
Shit. And when y'all be saying like eat the rich and this benefit the rich and all that shit, it might benefit the rich, this administration, but what type of rich? You know what I'm saying? What type of riches? It's not the rich as doctors. It's not the rich as entertainers. Because, and it's like, well, what do you mean? Well, it's actually only benefit billionaires, because unless you're doing a certain amount of money and a certain amount of companies, that's when you get tax breaks and stuff like that. Like me, for example, you will consider me rich, right? Like I'm a millionaire, right? However, the taxes of living has become high for every goddamn thing. Everything has become high.
So tell me how you guys feel about this topic. Do you think Cardi B is right when it comes down to who will benefit the most from this and who will suffer? Yeah, drop your feelings in the comments.
Cardi B said that if you are poor, your ass will be eating coon meat for Thanksgiving this year. She said y'all po asses need to go out there and get to hunting for coon meat and get it on YouTube and looking you up a DIY coon meat recipe. Because ain't no more SNAP benefits, ain't no more EBT, y'all don't have no more stamps, and ha 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 ha. So there was a video going around of Cardi B who's sitting there on live with her ball cap telling her followers like, look, ain't no more food stamps, so y'all better get your asses out there and get to looking for them coons. And people are really mad at her for saying this in the comments, but I will honestly say I do believe her video was taken a little bit out of context, and here's why. The video does not paint her in the best light, but that's because it was cut short. If you watch the entire video, she was just trying to make light of the political climate that we are currently in with Donald Trump in the office. Y'all know Cardi B has stood 10 toes down against Donald Trump from the very beginning. So she was actually saying to the people that decided to vote for Donald Trump that were also on food stamps, ha ha, y'all voted for this man, y'all put him in office thinking that he was actually on your side, that Donald Trump does not take any poor person's sides. He is only for the rich. She said he does not care about your race or your gender. He really only just cares about the money in your account at the end of the day. I know it might have been a little bit tasteless for her to say it and possibly be laughing. And people were in the comments mad as the hell saying, cancel Barney B. I can't believe she said this and so forth. But to be honest, she's not saying anything that hasn't already been said. Like at this point, we got to make light of the situation because what the fuck else is people really going to do? Like, and maybe people do need to start getting really resourceful around here because if it's really that bad, you got to do what you got to do. And I know y'all want to crash out over your food stamps, and rightfully so, but y'all got to remember that the world is a really big place, and there are people that are still starving in Gaza. There are people in other countries that do not have access to food stamps or resources that have to make shit happen with what they have access to. Some people is not out here eating every day, 3-4 times a day. I feel like a few of y'all can, go without a snack or two, or that will get resourceful, or that will make some shit shake. One thing I know about Americans, we gonna make some shit shake. So all of y'all with no food stamps, y'all hold on. Y'all will be okay. Y'all are still better off than them people over there.
They tearing Cardi B ass up because of two reasons. One, people are very mad, and he took it the wrong way when she made the statement about, since y'all don't have no food stamps anymore, y'all gonna have to hunt down raccoons. Well, the women did not take that so well, and they have made a shitload of videos, and the videos are not stopping. They keep hitting my For You page saying that, oh, you know what I'm saying? This is why we're gonna fuck with Cardi B right now. I don't know about that. Number two, they are saying that Atlantic Records is about to drop Cardi B from the label. But somebody got in the comments and said that's not true, and that somebody from the label confirmed that's not true. So I don't know if it's a hater, clearly a big hater going around spreading that rumor that she's broke and that she's about to get dropped from her label. But I don't know about that one. But the other comment, I don't know. I like Cardi B, but sometimes, even my favorite, if I like the person, you got to be a little more careful. You got to be a little more careful with the shit you put online, because when your platform is this fucking big, take it a little bit easy. But Cardi B still my girl. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this. And have y'all heard about Cardi B, you know what I'm saying, with the whole Raccoon situation, and allegedly Cardi B getting dropped from the label.
Cardi B on here talking about food stamp recipients and calling people poor. It always gets me listening to her. First of all, I don't even see how y'all even listen to her. It's even the sound of her voice, which I feel is even with the over-exaggerated accent. I'm just, poor people. Everybody's poor. Even I'm poor. And I'm a millionaire. Cardi, shut the fuck up. Because you started hearing how many times you were calling people poor, and then it dawned on you, something clicked in your head. Dang, a lot of your doggone supporters are these very poor people, so you had to go back and backtrack and talking about even Donald Trump feels like, millionaires are poor and this the bullshit. Well, if that's the fuck, he wouldn't have y'all around his ass. But my thing even more so is listening to her talking about, now you got to get out and hunt raccoons and shit, eat beans and shit. Bitch, don't you eat a lot of motherfucking beans? But how the fuck how do y'all support somebody like this who clearly has no connection with what's going on? Listening to her talk, telling us like she's giving us some old school wisdom about Donald Trump, some shit that everybody knows that he don't give a fuck about us. He's had proved that the first goddamn term, but it was a lot of people that look and sound like her that helped him get back into the goddamn very term that he's in now. So how about she use that goddamn power and influence over her own people and talk to them and get on there preaching them? Because it seems like to me, she's doing a lot of preaching to the black people, especially you black women that love to support and defend her idiotic notions and her knowing ass voice. Do better, motherfuckers.
But one thing's for certain, two things for sure. Y'all know, I wish that lady nothing but the best. I'm not a big fan of her music, Cardi, but this must be said. I don't do lies. And there's a narrative that's going around about her saying, and I believe it's, quote, people are going to have to search for coons to food. Y'all gonna hear my dogs. To eat for their Thanksgiving. She was indeed speaking to Trump supporters. Now, pause. While she was speaking to the Trump supporters that did vote for this, unfortunately, the reason why a lot of people are calling it tone deaf is because those of us who had sense enough to go to that voting booth, knowing damn well the consequences if we didn't have Kamala Harris in the office, was that we all would be affected. And when you get a multimillionaire speaking on assistance that not only affect people who voted for the orange man, but those who did not, that's where the issue is coming from. But I want to clear that narrative. She was indeed speaking about Trump supporters, but however, I understand what the issue is, because a lot of people did not vote for this. And hell, even the kids of those red hat people who had no option didn't vote for them, not, going hungry and starving. And it's the consequences of these people's inability to see past their racial biasness to see the damn end game of it all. We got that orange man trying to start a damn war with Venezuela while American families and kids go hungry. We got these light and energy businesses that are pretty much monopolizing those industries, having people freeze and go without power. You have mayors and governors right now in Midwest cities selling our parks and land off to the highest damn bidder, to put in another damn apartment that's not needed. America right now is not in a good space, unfortunately. So yeah, that's they're coming out as tone deaf. That's what it is. It's like when Kim decided to start a $200,000 Air Max bag. It's tone deaf. Because wow, anyway the pendulum swings, you're gonna be okay. While those who are innocent are not. So, all right, now y'all have a good Friday. Now y'all can tell y'all story, but make sure y'all just not lie. It's really easy to do so.
That right there broke the internet. People were like, Cardi B, please read the room.
I know, and it's so awkward for someone who was just begging people to buy her album while people are struggling to make ends meet from food stamps being cut off. And it doesn't really make sense. You're busy selling your album and people are struggling to find something to eat. So we can just digest this as so many artists have been taken over by the system and they can't even come to an agreement to be able to support the local citizens.
not even a citizen. They're your fans. You know, it's really bad when people are really struggling. You are coming here to like show them how beautiful your house is, how expensive things are, and people they can't afford those basic things like groceries, you know, food. It's really heartbreaking, and you are there because they supported you. Those are your supporters. You wouldn't be there if they weren't for them.
And I would love to commend Cardi B. She is not a Trump supporter at all, but she drew the lines when she tried to use her ego to flaunt her expensive lifestyle while people are struggling. It doesn't make sense. Just learn when to stay silent. And in times like this wasn't the right time to say such things to people.
And sometimes it's good to mind what you say to people.
Yeah, and so what do you think? Was Cardi B just being her usual funny self, or was she being completely tone deaf to what fans are going through? And finally, credit goes to all the respective owners of the clips and content used in our video. Yeah, that's Perceptive made today's work possible.
If you found this video helpful and you really want to see more of this, can you give us a thumbs up? And also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We really appreciate if you do so. See you in the next video.